So today I'll be showing you how to do this look here, sort of like an ombre eye with like a reverse ombre liner. I saw a picture on, oh let me get it up, on Instagram, and I was just like blown away by it. It was from Makeup Geek. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it's Blend and Smack who did the makeup, so it's this one here. So jumping straight into things, I'm taking this colour and a bit of this colour on a Zoeva fluffy brush, and I'm just putting that into my crease as my transition colour. So I'm going backwards and forwards and also going in small circular motions. Next, I'm taking these two darker shades mixed on a pencil brush by Zoeva. I'm putting that into my crease but also onto the outer third of my lid. I'm really not being too careful here with the shadow. I'm just packing it on and blending it out so it's the right colour, and then I'll go back in and clean it up later. I definitely find with this palette that you have to go back and forth quite a lot. Like every time you blend, there will be like some colour lost, so I just keep going back in, reapplying the colour. Then I'm taking the Jumbo NYX pencil in Milk. I should have done this before I did the shadow, but I didn't, so you live and learn. And I'm just putting that on the inner sort of half of my eye and blending that out with a white shadow, also from the Morphe 35P palette. I used the combination of the two products because I really wanted like a bright white in the inner corner of the eye so that it would contrast really well with the liner that will be put there. So I'm just going in, blending, 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 going back in with those dark colours, just making sure I have a nice like ombre gradient from really light to that dark purple. For the liner, I started off using NYX White Liquid Liner, but it was not good for what I needed it for. It's a great liquid liner, but I needed it more as a base for a shadow because I'm going to be ombreing the liner as well. So I wanted to use a white base, but the liquid liner didn't hold on to shadow well, so I ended up going over the top of it with Jeffree Star's Drug Lord, which is a liquid to matte lipstick, which is vegan and eye safe, so totally fine to use near your eyes. And that worked a lot better. The shadow held on to that so much better. So skip the NYX liner if you're going to be doing like shadow on top of it and go for something like a liquid to matte lipstick. Here you will see my struggle of trying to get those dark purple shades I used in the outer corner onto the inner corner of the liner. It just was not sticking, no matter I wet my brush and everything, but it was just not happening. It was just so wishy-washy. It wasn't the colour payoff that I was looking for. I've kept this in because everyone has like these times where they like try something and it's so frustrating when it's not working how you want it. But you've just got to be able to adapt it and just change it to fit what you need. So here I'm going over everything, including the inner corner, with the Jeffree Star Drug Lord on a crown brush. Yeah, this just worked so much better, as I stated before. So I just went over everything and said, let's start again, let's try it again. And take two. So I'm taking the dark colours that we used in the outer corner and using a small brush from Real Techniques, I'm putting that onto the liner in the inner corner and just sort of blending that outwards. Then I'm going to be taking the shadow that we use as our transition shade on another Real Techniques brush. I really love their little brushes. They're really great for this sort of small work with shadow. And this colour I'm blending with the inner corner and feathering it out towards the outer corner. Next, onto my face. I'm priming my face with the Becca Luminous Primer, and then for foundation I'm using the Tarte Rainforest foundation, and I'm using the brush that goes with it. This brush is so dense and so soft, it's amazing. I really love this brush, especially with this foundation, and so I'm just putting that all over my face. And yes, it's a bit darker because I have a spray tan, so it's darker than my face, but it matches the rest of my body. For concealer, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is my tried and tested concealer. It really works for me. If there's something else that works for you, then use that. but I'm just putting that underneath my eyes, and then I am blending that out with a Real Techniques beauty sponge. And make sure that any sponge you're using to blend out concealer on foundation is damp. So wring it under the tap like 6 or 7 times, squeeze out the water, and then use it. That's when you're going to get the best results. For powder, I'm using a pressed powder by Charlotte Tilbury in light and a big fluffy Zoeva powder brush, and I'm just putting that all over my face. Then next I'm going to go in with some contour. This is a Real Techniques brush. They're more expensive line of brushes, but I really love this one for contour. And the contour colour I'm using is the lightest colour in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. Using a Real Techniques stippling brush, because I think that gives quite a natural look to blush, I'm going in with a mix of blushes from the Jaclyn Hill Becca face palette. So I'm just going in with that on the apples of my cheeks and blending up. Then for highlight, I'm using Champagne Pop. I pretty much use this all the time just because for my skin it works really well. And I'm just blending that out a tiny bit with that powder brush just because it looked too much like a line. For lipstick, I'm using a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. This is Penelope Pink. If you're wondering why it's so tiny, it's one of the mini kissing lipsticks that they do around Christmas and things. So that's why it's so tiny. Then for lashes, I'm using some velour silk lashes, not the mink ones. I think they're fluff and edgy, possibly. And I'm just applying that with the House of Lashes glue and my fingers. I can't use tweezers because I will poke myself in the eye. Then just to finish off, I'm putting some of the purple that we used on the outer corner of our eye just underneath my eye. I'm not going too heavy-handed here. I just want a bit of that purple colour to continue underneath my eye, just to tie it all in together. Yeah, I think it came out really well, so let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!